In this presentation, I will describe the joint work and research that Professor Duredisa and myself have done on using social networks in education. We surveyed undergraduate computer science students at the University of Washington, Tacoma, faculty and staff and faculty learning communities at Tacoma Community College, and studied the number of members in student Facebook groups broken down by discipline. The problem questions that we were out to solve were: can social networking be used as an educational tool? Can it contribute to education? Is there a benefit to using it for both faculty and students? What data do we have? What data do we need to collect? So to further study Facebook groups, wanted to see what the breakdown was between the number of members in Facebook student groups broken down by discipline. We had two hypotheses. The first was that computer science student groups would have the highest number of members, and the second was that students in technical science-based disciplines would be more likely than students in non-technical science-based disciplines to be in a student group on Facebook. So we went to facebook.com/search and searched through the groups. Found out that the number of members in Facebook student groups broken down by discipline, there was the mathematics student groups that had the highest number of members per discipline. It turns out that computer science student groups were the fourth highest out of all of these disciplines. Now you notice that the first four disciplines are technical science-based disciplines, and the latter four disciplines are more non-technical, non-science-based disciplines. And when you break them down between those two categories, we find that 50.1% of the technical science-based disciplines had the number of members in them, and that 49.9% of the total number of members were in non-technical, non-science-based student groups. So that is not statistically significant, and there is nearly a dead even split between the two. Turns out that both my hypotheses were wrong, but that was alright. We gathered some valuable data and some interesting results with that. To start collecting data, we used Encore's Autumn 2011 TCSS 445 Database Systems Design Group. We created a closed Facebook group and asked the students to join the group and have discussion throughout the quarter in this closed Facebook group. At the end of the quarter, we then surveyed the students to what they thought about the use of Facebook in their course. First question we asked them was, what social networking sites do you have an account with? It seems that 90% of students had a Facebook account, half of them were on Twitter, 70% were on Google+. The EDUCAUSE Center for Applied Research in 2011 did a national study of undergraduate students in information technology. They studied 3,000 students at over 1,000 different colleges. They found that 90% of students were on Facebook, so it seems that the data we gathered from our smaller scale study matches up with the data collected in a much wider scale study. The second question we asked the students was, how often did you check Facebook? It seems about 10% checked over 15 times daily, about 40% 2 to 5 times daily, and only 10% of them did not have a Facebook account. The interesting thing about this question and the responses are that none of the students, except for the 10% that didn't have a Facebook account, didn't check Facebook less than once daily. Everyone checked Facebook at least once daily, if not more. The same ECARS study found out that 58% of students log in or check Facebook 13 or more times daily. So it seems that all undergraduate students check Facebook more often than the computer science students at the University of Washington, Tacoma. We asked the students, what is your gender? It seems that 80% of the students were male and 20% of the students were female. The fourth question was, did you join the Facebook group for the TCSS 445 Database System Design course? It seems that 60% of the survey respondents said that yes, they had joined the Facebook group, and 40% of the respondents said no, they had not joined the Facebook group. Turns out that 20 out of the 32 students had in fact joined the Facebook group, and that is 62.5% of the students in the class. The number of survey respondents was very near the actual number of students that had joined the group. This is a very representative group of people that responded to the survey. When asked how valuable did you find the use of the Facebook group as part of the TCSS 445 course, it seems that the most common answer was that they were neutral about it. About 30% felt that they was very not valuable, 10% said somewhat not valuable, and 20% said somewhat valuable. So it seems there was about 40% of the students that felt it was not valuable. When asked how often did you check the TCSS 445 Facebook group, about 10% of them said daily, about 30% said they never checked the group, another 20% said that every time they saw a notification that there was a new post or reply in the Facebook group that they checked it. So it seems that most of the students at least infrequently check the Facebook group. When asked for the online discussion for this course, what did you prefer to use? It seems that the highest number of responses was the Moodle discussion forums. The next highest was email, then there was the Facebook group, and the other response was the comment that I am on Facebook more than Moodle and I don't have to log in. So it seems that this respondent liked the convenience of already being on Facebook and being able to view the discussions that were happening around this course in the Facebook group. Now, the instructor did not use Facebook as the primary dissemination of information. Unger knew that he would reach everyone if he posted on Moodle, and that not everyone was on Facebook. The instructor wanted to ensure that all of the students received the information, and with 20 of the 32 students being in the Facebook group, that would leave out 12 of the students from receiving that information. And so this is why we believe that the Moodle discussion forums was the preferred usage for online discussion in this course. When asked, would you like to see other courses that you take use social networking sites as part of the course? 30% said yes, 30% said no, and 10% said maybe. So it seems that about 40% of the students were at least yes or maybe interested in seeing other courses that they took use social networking sites as part of the course. When asked if they have any other courses that have used social networking sites as part of the course, none of the students said yes that they had. So this is still a fairly new thing, and most instructors are not utilizing social networking sites as part of their courses. We asked the students to comment around the use of Facebook for their course, whether it's positive, negative, or otherwise. One respondent said that they liked the idea. Another respondent said that Facebook is not an academic environment. Another said, if a networking site were to be used again for this class, the class community needs to be built up rather than join. There's a benefit to it. Another respondent said that I am strongly against forcing students to assimilate with private companies in order to attain an institutional education. So it seemed this student was very strongly against using this Facebook group as part of the course. And that was the survey. So that concludes the questions and responses from the survey that we did with the TCSS 445 students. The Tacoma Community College faculty learning communities met on a bi-weekly basis throughout the 2010 to 2011 school year. It consists of faculty from many different disciplines, as well as staff from the e-learning and information systems departments. In between these in-person meeting times, the members of the faculty learning community use Facebook as their communication tool. At the end of the faculty learning community, we surveyed the faculty and staff that have participated in them. First question we asked them was what social networking sites did they have an account with? It seems that 100% of them were on Facebook. All of them. Half of them were on Twitter. About 70% were on LinkedIn. And about 40% were on Google+. The other responses were Second Life, Foursquare, Instagram, and Pinterest. When comparing this to the students, it seems that even more faculty and staff were on Facebook than the students were, and that more students were on Google Plus than the faculty and staff were. The next question that we asked was that how often did they check Facebook? It could be logging in, opening the app, or checking for updates on your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. It seems that there was a more even spread than the students were. It seems that 0% of the faculty and staff checked 15 or more times daily, but that 55% of them did check it daily. The students, except for the 10% that were not on Facebook, all checked daily. So it seems that while faculty are on Facebook on a daily basis, students check it more often than the faculty do. And remember from the ECAR study, from the broader study of undergraduate students, found that 58% of students check 13 more times daily, where none of the faculty and staff did check that often. The third question we asked them was, did they join the Facebook group for the faculty learning community? It seems 80% of them said that yes, they did join. Only 20% did not join. We had a very high percentage of faculty and staff that did join. How often did you check the faculty learning community Facebook group? It seems about 10% checked daily, about 40% of them checked weekly, and that only 20% of them never checked the group. Which makes sense, when 20% of them did not join the group, and 20% of them did not ever check it. Then we asked them, if you're a faculty member, would you be interested in using social networking sites as part of any of the courses that you teach? It seems that 28.6% said yes, about 42.9% said maybe. So it seems that we had a very high percentage that were at least yes or maybe interested in using social networking sites as part of the courses that they teach, which is much higher than the students. Only about 40% said yes or maybe, that they were interested in seeing social networking sites be used as part of courses. So more interest from the faculty than from the students. Sixth question we asked them, how valuable did you find the use of the Facebook group as part of the faculty learning community? Seeing that 66.7% said they found it somewhat valuable, and 11.1% said it was very valuable. So approximately 77% said that they did, yes, find it valuable. So it seems that the faculty and staff did find a lot of value out of using the Facebook group. We asked them, if you're a faculty member, have you ever used social networking sites as part of any of the courses that you have taught? It seems that 28.6% of them had, whereas 71.4% of them had not. When we asked them to give us any comments they had around the use of Facebook for their faculty learning community, said that I had joined Facebook specifically to use it in my class, but I have not found a way yet to use it. I don't understand how to compartmentalize it so it doesn't get cluttered with our non-classroom participation involvement. But they are looking for ways to use it as a business tool in the workplace. Since they have discussion forums in Angel, one instructor was not sure what additional advantage Facebook would have at this time. Another person said that in their personal life they are not motivated to check Facebook to add friends and spend time using it. But they did see the value in using it professionally, however, and they'll work harder to be a better team player. And one of the more interesting comments was that they found that posts were made by a small handful. A slightly bigger group posted replies to other replies, and for a while they thought that it was a small minority that were just using the site. Then in conversations with the faculty learning community members in real life, they discovered that many people were following the conversations and reading the shared articles, even if they weren't posting often or at all themselves. So it seems that most people, even if they weren't actively engaged in commenting, posting, or liking any of the conversations or topics that were happening, they were still checking those conversations and seeing what was happening. And that was the results of the survey of the TCC faculty and staff with the use of Facebook for their faculty learning communities. So to sum up the results from all the surveys and studies that we did, from this research we found that it is valuable and an generally untapped potential to use social networking sites as part of courses, and that of the people that do use it, they are generally satisfied. It seems that students don't necessarily want to be engaged in learning and social networking at the same time, which was surprising results, but we would need to have a broader study to more definitively determine that. And that concludes this presentation.